to order. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Iannuzzi, Miss Lewis,
Here.
Miss Ross,
Here.
Miss Clayton Fernandez,
Here.
Miss Jacob, Miss Klein,
Here.
Mr. Single, Mr. Vega,
Here.
Miss Williams.
Present.
A quorum is present.
Terrific. Colleagues, can I have a motion and a second to go immediately into executive session to meet with the district council to discuss the employment history of particular persons, which may lead to the employment of a particular person?
So move Williams.
Second Lewis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. We'll be back around 7 p.m. to open the public session. public session of the meeting.
So move, Lewis.
Second, Clayton Fernandez.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item on the agenda is accepting the minutes. Colleagues, can I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes for the Board of Education regular meeting held on September 4th, 2025, and the meeting minutes of the Board of Education special meeting held on September 18th, 2025, as submitted by the clerk and secretary to the Board of Education?
So move, Lewis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda item, I'd like to announce our student board member, Cameron Tung. Cameron. I'll read a little introduction about Cameron, and we are very excited to have you join us on the board. Cameron is the very first student board of education trustee in the history of the City School District of New Rochelle. So we're very excited to have her join us, and she will be sitting here on the dais with us going forward for our board meetings. A little bit about Cameron. She's a current senior at New Rochelle High School. She's been president of the Hope from the Heart for 4 years, dedicated to raising money for breast cancer awareness. She is also a varsity tennis player. I think she just said she just came from tennis. And she's one of this year's senior captains. Moreover, Cameron has been a permanent member of the Principal Advisory Board for her entire high school career. Her work in the Principal's Advisory Board expanded from connecting the student body to the principal's office to providing feedback to our instructional leaders on student experiences in the classroom. Cameron is the lead coordinator of New Rochelle High School student town halls, which all New Rochelle High School students are invited to, taking place throughout the year. These town halls serve as a safe space for the students to exchange ideas on how to continue improvement for our school and our community. Currently, Cameron serves as the unelected Student Advisory Board cabinet member of the New Rochelle High School student government. Her role is to assist the student government with the continuing work of collaborating closely with the principal and the school at large. Cameron was also appointed by her New Rochelle High School student government to be our student representative on the board, and so we are so excited to have you joining us, and we look forward to working with you throughout the school year. Welcome.
So thank you very much for that, Vice President Ross. Student Trustee Tung would like for me to deliver a thank you for that acknowledgement, but I thought it would be important for us to know what our next steps are. Immediately following me removing myself from the microphone, Dr. Artiles is going to talk a little bit about the selection process for how she was chosen. Student Trustee Tung will be joining us at our next board meeting, where she will be formally sworn in and she will sign the trustee book. So this evening we're going to acclimate her to her seat while Dr. Artiles gives the selection process, and then immediately following that, because she had a long day, we're going to excuse her for the rest of the evening, okay? All right, Dr. Artiles.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds, and good evening, board. Good evening, the community. So yes, I mean, super excited about the idea of having one of our student member sit up there with all of you at the dais. A couple of months ago, these conversations began when it was clear that the district was going to move in this direction. Just to know, basically, when you're ready to know, Karen was the second best vote getter. She actually was running for school president, and she was very close to becoming our student government president. So I'm almost happy now, Karen, that you didn't win, because now we have you here. And the process began as we began to have the discussions among the student government and the students. So for this school year, since the elections were already completed for the process of selecting our student leaders at the high school, of course, natural candidate will be Karen to sort of just take on the torch and sort of create the shoes and the space for this wonderful position. Starting next year for the 26-27 school year, then this position will be part of the election ballot for our student government. We are very excited to have her. I think that she's going to do, well, I know that she's going to do a wonderful job. And she's going to provide a stronger connection between Board of Education, the community, and the high school, but also the many future student board reps that are going to come after her. There's another thing is that we are also looking at creating a very special space at the high school because we really want to memorialize this wonderful new chapter in the city school district of New Rochelle. So that's where we are, and looking forward to every candidate in the future. And basically, they will follow right behind, ride your coattails, and do a great job as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Artiles. Next on the agenda, do we members?
I just wanted to point out the back to school picnics have been particularly well attended, lively. We've had great weather. I enjoyed the one at Trinity recently, all the face painting and just a lot of fun for the kids. And so I hope all your kids out there are just, getting back into the swing of things. And we're happy to see everybody healthy and engaged and part of the big social and academic push.
Any other colleagues? Any announcements?
Yes. Good evening, New Rochelle. And I'm feeling really happy, and I'm proud to be a New Rochellian. And one thing that makes me really proud is that we're all included and accepted. I attended the New Rochelle Public Schools, and I learned so much, and I was accepted by my classmates and my teachers who were from different cultures. And I feel that we have lifelong friendships, and also we became honorary family members. So I have brothers and sisters across the globe. And on the campaign trail, and just in my interactions with people now, people always comment that the reason that they love New Rochelle is because of the diversity and inclusion. And this month, we know, is the continuation of National Hispanic Heritage Month, but also it's Italian American Heritage Month, Czech Heritage Month, German American Heritage Month. And, that has really expanded over my lifetime. And I'm glad to see that so many cultures are included and we learn about them. So we don't need a month. We can learn about different cultures all of the time, just like I did when I was a kid. And on Monday, we will celebrate and honor Columbus Day, which is a federal holiday in the United States that commemorates that Christopher Columbus landed in the Americas on October 12th, 1492. It is observed on the second Monday in October in the United States. And also added to that day is Indigenous Peoples Day, and it honors the past, present, and futures of Native peoples throughout the Americas. It is observed on the second Monday in October, the same day as Columbus Day. So we still have Columbus Day, but it's been expanded to honor other cultures. And we have that day off. And whatever you do, please enjoy your family and community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other announcements?
Just a very quick one. It's not an announcement, but just a recognition that I was able to attend at the high school, the HBCU College Fair. I was told by the reps that joined us that they had a fabulous day, that they got to speak to a number of our students as well. They enjoyed their time with us. Our students did attend in higher numbers than before, and our staff also recognizes our efforts to increase the number of our students who attend this fair every year, and then hope that we would continue to increase those numbers in years moving forward. So thank you to all of our school reps. Thank you to everyone who hosted this event, and to all of our students that attended. Good luck this application cycle.
No other announcements? Okay. Then I will hand it off to you, Dr. Reynolds, for the superintendent's report.
Thank you very much, Trustee Ross. I'm going to break tradition. I'm going to read my report from the podium for a very special reason. So please forgive my transition. Good evening again, and it is a pleasure to greet our board trustees and our families and friends who might be watching, and for especially those who have chosen to spend some time with us this evening here in the boardroom. It is my pleasure to announce that the New Rochelle High School class of 2026 valedictorian and salutatorian have been selected. The valedictorian is Corey Sillenfrond, with a weighted grade point average of 106.49. The salutatorian is Scarlett Hartzman, with a weighted average of 105.49. We congratulate both students on such a remarkable achievement, and we look forward to seeing them very active throughout the school year, and most especially on that very special day of graduation. 6 New Rochelle High School seniors have been named commended students in the 2026 National Merit Scholarship Program. They are Gabrielle Cohen, Carlos Del Aguia, Claire Sadeva, Maxwell Smith, and Noah Yari. These students earned the distinction based on their scores on last year's preliminary scholarship aptitude test, which is also the National Merit Scholarship qualifying test. The students are among a select group of 34,000 nationally recognized for their high achievement. So let's give them a round of applause. And now before I get there, let me read. Trustee Williams always steals my thunder. On Monday, October 13th, schools and offices will be closed for the observation of Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. Columbus Day became a national holiday in 1937. The holiday is observed on the second Monday of October to honor Christopher Columbus's 1492 arrival in the Americas. And in New York State, in particular, Indigenous Peoples Day is also recognized on the same day. It was officially recognized for the first time by state proclamation in 2021. Now for the reason why I am here at the podium. This evening, we have the pleasure of being graced by the presence of national notoriety. We are here to recognize one of our very own, Mr. Scott Rubens, who has been named the 2025 National Forensics Teacher of the Year. Mr. Rubens, please come up. He's joined by his family. Let's give him a standing ovation. So please bear with me for a moment. New Rochelle teacher Scott Rubens has been named the National High School Forensic Educator of the Year for 2025. The award, presented by the Consortium of Forensic Science Organizations, recognizes exceptional teaching that inspires student interest and deepens understanding of the field of which Mr. Rubens received this award on September 18th. Now in his 29th year as a science teacher at the New Rochelle High School, Mr. Rubens is also an adjunct professor in the Forensic Science Department at Syracuse University and was an adjunct professor at Western Connecticut State University. He holds a master's degree in secondary science education from Teachers College, Columbia University, and in educational leadership from the College of New Rochelle, my alma mater. He earned his bachelor's degree from Clark University. He is a member of the Northeastern Association of Forensic Scientists and was formerly a member of the World Trade Center Dental Identification Team in the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner of New York City. In February, Mr. Rubens published a peer-reviewed article in the prestigious Journal of Forensic Science Education titled Authentic Assessment: Using Authentic Assessment to Foster and Improve Learning Through a Mock Crime Scene Final Exam in a High School and College Level Forensic Science course. Aimed at secondary science teachers, the article offers a comprehensive guide to creating and using a mock crime scene final exam. All stages of crime scene investigation are covered, from scene assessments to evidence gathering to courtroom presentation. Students are evaluated on correct procedures, evidence integrity, and overall understanding. Mr. Rubens' innovative and immersive program at New Rochelle High School enrolls up to 150 students a year, inspiring many to continue their studies in college or pursue careers in law enforcement. His class has received international recognition and has been featured by major media outlets, including the Associated Press, CBS, the New York Times, ABC, and News 12. At its core, the class challenges students to think critically and empowers them to do the real work of crime scene investigators and forensic scientists. Working with the New Rochelle Police Department and a team of former student volunteers, Rubens administers a mock crime scene final exam each spring. And I've had the pleasure of going to these mock final exams, and I have to tell you, we actually get phone calls here at City Hall inquiring about what the police presence is over at the mock final exam, thinking that it's a real nationally worthy murder that has occurred. When I tell you, we have forces that come out not because of obligation, but because of their love for this man and for what he does. So when we have state troopers come out, when we have New York State law enforcement from every avenue across the state come to help to support in putting this crime scene together, I have to tell you, it's a testament not just to what New Rochelle is capable of, because I think we are the leaders, but it's all because of Mr. Rubens. So Mr. Rubens, this evening I'm going to present to you a certificate of appreciation, and it is hereby granted to Scott Rubens in recognition as recipient of the National High School Forensic Educator of the Year for the 25-26 school year, signed and dated on this evening by President William Iannuzzi and myself. Congratulations, Mr. Rubens.
Say a few words. I wasn't prepared to speak. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll be very brief. This was a small idea I had one morning on the way to work when I didn't know anyone at the New Rochelle Police Department. Made a phone call, and 5.5 weeks later, this massive thing happened, which stopped traffic all the way down to the Hutch and all the way down Webster Ave past Eastchester Road. And every year it's kind of changed since, and so it's been really a wonderful experience. But it's only come with the support of everyone in the district, the administrators in the school, central office. Mary always comes down, security. Without them, I couldn't even make it happen. And so it's just a wonderful thing. And all the former students that come down. So on your calendars, you may take out your phones. It is permissible at this moment. May 19th, Tuesday, all day, I'll send you an email. Please come, make sure you wear sneakers, not heels. You'll get stuck in the mud.
And it's rain or shine.
And it's rain or shine. That is all. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Super nice. Hold on. Yep. Come on. Okay. I'll see. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Congrats again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, it's okay if I go home.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And with that, board members, I relinquish the microphone and we can return to our normal meeting.
Thank you. And I believe I will throw it back to you, Dr. Reynolds, as we are going to have the budget calendar for 2026, 2027. Thank you.
So this evening, thank you very much, everyone. We are going to begin the public notice of our budget season. Keep in mind what today's date is, October 7th. And we are talking about the calendar as it relates to all of the information that will help to finance this budget, this district moving to next year. I will state again for the record, last year was an unprecedented year. Last year was a difficult year. This year is difficult because we are starting with our family looking different. We are starting with members who are no longer with us because of financial constraints. I am pleased to announce that we had our audit review this evening in our audit committee. And I don't want to say it publicly, but much to my surprise, we are in good standing as it relates to our to our budgeting practices. I was expecting to receive a few hits here or there, but pleasantly, because of the work, the hard work that is taking place in our district, with all of our partners at each of our schools and in all of our departments, with our partners in the city of New Rochelle, and most especially under the direction of our business and administration offices, we are in good standing as it relates to our financial practices. That doesn't state, though, that we are not in a hard way. We know what's happening on the federal landscape. We know that if the state doesn't receive federal funding, the district doesn't receive state funding. We know that our public education is under attack. We know that our most vulnerable students have lost funding as it relates to federal funding. We know that grants that have been earmarked to help to equalize the playing field for our students have been eradicated, eliminated, and are being depleted by funds being appropriated for other uses. I stated last year that I predict that we're going to have multiple years of a dire budget. I hope to be pleasantly surprised, but I want us to come into this with the understanding that I am not selling you a bill of happy goods. So tonight we're going to start the conversation as it relates to our budget calendar, keeping in mind that this calendar is pretty much dictated by legal and state requirements. And we have, I think in my estimation, outlined a good number of opportunities to share information with the public. Our calendar, as you will see, will go above and beyond what the legal requirements are for a school district to engage with the public. So with that, I'm going to ask our Assistant Superintendent for Business and Administration, Mr. Carlos Leal, to please lead us through this next exploration.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. Again, I think Dr. Reynolds said it best. We are really required, right, to have 4 budget meetings over a budget season, which we will, of course, go beyond the 4 because it's necessary as part of our commitment to transparency and telling the story as we get it in real time. So in essence, tonight really is, it is an item for discussion if there needs to be discussion, and then we'll bring it back to vote just for you guys to accept the calendar in itself at the next board meeting. But in essence, we'll start the work shortly, where we'll begin to meet with school districts, with the schools, with the varying departments in the next couple of months as we prepare our internal documents to share with those departments, so that in December we begin to have those conversations in terms of what are your needs and desires and wants for the next coming school year. What are other considerations? What information are we getting from the state? What's being funneled down through the federal government. And so as we get a clearer picture, then we will share that clearer picture with the board and the community. In December, January, we will have budget work session 1 and 2. In February, we'll have budget 3 and 4, which then brings us into March, where we'll have 5 and 6. The TBDs listed on this calendar are basically because we have not received those specific dates, but we know that by law, there are specific timelines that have to be met, but those actually come from legal counsel. And so when we receive those, we will share and add to the calendar. And then on May 5th, it would be the actual budget hearing by regulation, and then that would be when we present. And then the statewide annual meeting for the election and the budget vote itself would be on May 19th. So if there are any questions, I can take those now. Other than that, it's really just a skeleton of what we're going to engage in.
Colleagues, any questions? I do have a question.
Sure.
I know I believe is it the tax cap calculation?
Yes.
When does that come out? Exactly kind of what that
April.
is April.
Yeah.
And then the state budget, I know we kind of start to create a budget based on an estimate. And when does it actually get released?
So they send out their first initial one in February. It's the one that we're supposed to gather, but we don't actually get the formal one until I want to say right before the budget. So that would be in April, late May. Yeah.
March as well. And then I know, Dr. Reynolds, you mentioned sort of our federal government and when those funds are, I don't know if it's when it's approved. Do we know, like, I can't recall what the timeline was last year, but roughly when would we find out those types of things? Like any of the federal grants, any of those types of things, if they're going to be renewed or not renewed? Do we have any sense?
For many grants, it's on the annual cycle of the grant, so it could be dependent on when the grant was actually presented to us. For the most part, it's usually in January that we start to get some notification of what the fiscal landscape is going to look like.
Okay. So it's really kind of January through March is when things start to
Ramp up.
Start to bubble up.
Yeah.
bubble up. Okay. Those are all my questions. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay.
Great.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, Carlos. All right, next on the agenda, we have liaison reports. Does anyone have any updates, liaison reports to report? Oh, Val?
I just want to
Valerie
make,
Williams?
hello, yes, I would just like to make a general statement. I'm the board buddy for this first quarter, Daniel Webster School, which is best known for its identity as the Arts and Humanities School, which was originally envisioned as a magnet school in 1982. Webster is committed to fostering an understanding of the humanities for all students and to providing students with exposure to all forms of art. Programs include 10 weeks of studio arts, Spanish language instruction, dance, and theater residencies. There is a belief that integrating visual and performing arts into the school experience develops well-rounded creative learners and leaders. There are 500 students in grades K through 5, and some who live in the Webster zone, and some students are admitted through the Magnet Program Lottery. And Webster School is also the home of the District Kaleidoscope Program. And Webster fosters an inclusive, supportive, and nurturing school environment. And it's one of our many wonderful schools in the New Rochelle School District.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Williams. If we don't have any more liaison reports, next is public comment. I'm going to read a statement first and then call the first speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to convene into the public comment period of the meeting. The Board of Education adopted policy 1230 in April 2022 to ensure all members of the public have the opportunity to speak at both our board meetings each month. We believe it's crucial for us to hear from our community members about their concerns and issues. Having said that, please note that the board is here to listen. The public comment period is not designed to be a discussion. Accordingly, the board will not respond to your concerns and questions tonight. We will take your concerns and questions seriously and want to have sufficient time to process and research issues if need be. We will, however, respond to your questions and concerns at a future meeting or have the proper staff member get back to you at the appropriate time. I also want to point out that under state law and federal privacy laws, we are unable to entertain any comments or questions about school personnel and students. Please know, however, that we take personnel concerns very seriously. On these matters, we would ask you go through the appropriate administrative channels. Finally, we recognize that right now our nation and community are polarized on a number of issues. That said, we want our school board meetings to serve as an example to our students that members of our school board and members of our community can deal with controversial issues in a civil manner and demonstrate mutual respect for one another. In that spirit, we will insist all speakers and members of the audience maintain civility and respect for any divergent views that others possess. We ask that speakers please address their comments to the board directly rather than the audience. In the unlikely event the meeting becomes unruly, the board will recess the meeting and return once order has been restored. Finally, I want to remind everyone that you may submit written comments to the board in lieu of speaking during the public comment period if you so choose. Today, we've set aside 45 minutes for public comment where each speaker who has signed up before 3:30 today has 3 minutes to speak. If a person requests to speak after, they may sign up in person at the meeting with the clerk and will be afforded the opportunity to speak during the public comment period if time permits. Our first speaker of the night, we have Ms. Lorraine Carl.
Lorraine Carl, 43 Belmont Avenue, New Rochelle, New York. I'd like to speak about Resolution 26-16112, Albert Leonard Middle School Co-Curricular Clubs. I'm not sure if Isaac has the same amount of clubs and if the teachers that are going to lead these clubs are receiving a stipend through the district. I would also like to suggest that perhaps we can bring the two middle schools together and have Isaac be transported to Albert Leonard to participate in any of the clubs that they are interested in. Because I see there are a number of clubs helping students with PAVE. And the South End schools were notorious for not really having the numbers in the PAVE program as the North End schools. So I'd like you to consider that. Also, I'd like to thank the unsung heroes of the PTAs since our schools are starting. They work tirelessly and raise quite a bit of money to supplement programs for our students. And it is purely voluntary, and they donate a lot of time and energy to our school district. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, do we have anyone else that would like to speak? Please go right ahead.
Hello, Vince Malfitano. Couple of things. I don't mean to nitpick, but Mr. Superintendent, I wish you wouldn't have used the words "public education is under attack." That's not good. Maybe the model presently used in many districts or the way money is spent is being questioned. But the concept of public education, with all due respect, is not under attack. A couple things. I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to your lovely lawyers about your cell phone policy, but your policy says the district's entitled to confiscate a kid's phone. And then again, as I pointed out, it says shortly thereafter, the school is not responsible for any lost, damaged, or a stolen phone. Completely ridiculous. Does anybody have any interest in looking into that? Or are you just going to blow it off and just wait for somebody to sue you and say, go ahead, hire a lawyer, and then, okay, fine, who cares? We're playing with taxpayers' money anyway. We don't really care. Okay, fine. But I want to make my annual speech at this time of the year for the rather disrespectful and hateful action of a previous board some years ago by, as someone's saying, expanding, it might have been the word, the nationally voted on in Congress national holiday of Columbus Day with a celebration of indigenous people. It's not voted on by Congress. It's not a national holiday. It's somebody's political wet dream. I said so before you voted on it, but being hell-bent with a 5 or 6% voter turnout, you don't need to listen to what I got to say. Truth and rationality do not really have to carry any weight. I proposed to celebrate Native Americans, indigenous people. We're talking about Patagonia, the Amazonians in Brazil. Is that who we're celebrating? Indigenous of the whole Americas? Let's concentrate in our own backyard for a while. How about that? The day after Thanksgiving is the appropriate day to celebrate the peoples of our continent, the Native American people, indigenous to this continent, who, if you believe the stories, the Wampanoag Indians, along with the Pilgrims, they helped save them after they landed on Plymouth Rock in 1620. It's a hopeful story, a good story of the coming together of peoples that I hear you talk about all the time, but I don't think you really believe it. Are we that hateful and politically driven that you don't see that the day after Thanksgiving, which is right by the holiday, a day off from school, no name to it, but you'll just blow it off again, won't you? Right?
Thank you. Do we have any other speakers?
Mary Claire Breslin, President of Fuse. Ms. Carl, I'm sorry that I spoke out when you were talking, but I did confirm with Matt Lucero, the chairperson for the Music and Arts Department, that there is an advisor for PAVE Art at Isaac. It's Mr. Michael Fry, and I believe that Isabel Santiago will be helping him this year. So there is equal access. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you. I don't see any other folks that have signed up for public comment, so we'll move on to our next agenda item, our new business consent agenda, personnel resolutions. Colleagues, can I get a motion and a second to approve consent agenda personnel resolutions number 26-161, 1 through 15, number 26-162, 1 through 2, number 26-163, 1 through 7, number 26-164, 1 through 12, and number 26-165, 1 through 27, according to the recommended action for each item.
So move Vega.
Second Williams.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. New business consent agenda general resolutions for approved consent agenda for general resolutions numbers 26 through 166, through 26-177, according to the recommended actions for each item. Colleagues, can I get a motion and a second?
So move Vega.
Second, Clayton Fernandez.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Our next meeting will be Thursday, November 23rd, here at City Hall. Tonight, we're adjourning. October 23rd? What did I say? Oh, sorry. Yes, not November. Is Thursday, October 23rd, here at City Hall. Tonight, we're adjourning in memory of Joseph Tucker, retired painter from the custodial staff, passed away on September 3rd, 2025. Colleagues, can I get a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting?
So moved, Williams.
Second, Lewis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.